Well, this is exciting.
Yeah,
Um,
very exciting.
yeah. How did this idea even come up? Like, hold on.
Well,
Yeah.
we spoke about doing something together, and
Nice.
then I had thought about for December because I know a lot of people get busy in December with families and stuff. And for me, December is a very like nostalgic period. And I know sometimes it's a very difficult period for some people because you have to spend a lot of time with family, and maybe that's hard. And I understand that. But it's also, I love the December holiday period. I get excited from the 1st of December because I think we've created new memories as adults. And I think that's what I kind of get excited about.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think December comes with it's kind of like a double-edged sword in some ways,
Yeah.
but it can also be really amazing and like a really great reminder to take a pause, actually taking a break, not working. Like it's forcing you to actually like change what you're doing a little bit. And also meeting with family can be challenging, but also pretty fun. So whatever, we'll get there.
Definitely. I think it can be chaotic, but it's good.
Yes. Yes. So well, speaking of this holiday joy topic, what did you have in mind with this class? What is the meaning of it? Yeah, what do
Well,
you want to achieve with this part of class?
I think it's about going to accessing a feeling of being playful again. And it's the playfulness of you remember when you were a childlike playfulness, let's put it that way. And for me, because I for most of my life I lived in the southern hemisphere, so December is a war, it's summer,
Mm.
and a lot of that for me revolves around water, so either the ocean or a pool. And it's, I think it's just as adults when we came together in the December period, we'd always obviously end up at a pool. And I'm from a family of swimmers. And so we used to have, when we got together, always a race between siblings, all of us as adults. And there's something that happens when you're just in this competitive spirit and you're in water and you're splashing around and it's playful that you forget that you're an adult, that you become so childlike and so free. And there's almost this like adrenaline kind of feeling in your body as well that like gives you this like boost of energy. And it's
Mhm.
like you forget everything else that's happening in the world. And it's just being a child again. And I think that we often as adults forget about that, how to be a child again. And I just thought, oh, well, how nice if you can access that feeling in your art, whatever your art is, whether it's writing or painting or sketching or anything like that. And just like letting go of all the boundaries that you have. And what would that look like and how would that feel? I think it's more about the feeling of
Yeah,
freedom, yeah, and energy, and just like, oh yeah, I remember that feeling and it's so good.
100%. The beauty of doing anything creative, making an art piece, making something, it could be music, dance, poetry, painting, drawing. You can actually activate um, a core memory pretty almost like the same way. You know how you smell a perfume or something and it takes you back
Mm.
into a specific place? Well, it's
Mm-hmm.
the same thing. I'm actually with what I kind of am bringing to visual today is actually the transition from smell to visual.
Oh, I love that.
It's a joy smell that I want
Mm.
to convey in a visual form. And that has to do with this period, um, and the smell that I associate this period with the Christmas.
Ah, That
Yeah,
is so interesting. I love
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So,
So
um,
I thought it would be really interesting because I'm more of a writer and you're an artist, and I was like, it would be so interesting to see how I interpret something and you interpret something, and then also how you would help um us or whoever's watching like break free in terms of, okay, you don't have to be scared to put that feeling doesn't only have to be in words, but it could be in color and I don't know, form.
yeah.
And yeah, so that I find really exciting.
Yeah, I think people get really stuck into whatever like idea they have about art, like most likely something that they actually enjoy
Mhm.
visually or sound like or whatever. And then they say, well, I can't make that because that's beyond me. So and they completely throw the baby with the bathwater. Say, well, okay, if I can't make that, then why should I even play?
Mm, yeah, I get that.
So that's and we all start we all start as children very creative and playful. But as we get older, we start comparing what with our peers, and we say, "Well, I he can do that, I can do that, I can't do that, but he can," and
Mm,
that internal dialogue starts forming, and that's where half of the kids get lost into like whatever, like, well, I can't do art because Sydney is way better at doodling, so I'm just gonna stop.
mm,
And that's how that creative spark gets lost. It's not lost, it's dormant,
yeah.
it's inactive,
Mm,
but it's still there
yeah.
for you to access at whatever time you are in your life. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Um, and today we have like options. We can watercolor, we can draw, we can use acrylics, we can collage. So I've been collaging for the last couple of days. We can do a mixed media. You can take all these mediums and make it into one. And the sole purpose of all this is not to like show up in the museum with it. I mean,
Mm.
you never know. It might end up that way, but that's not like the goal. The goal is to just have fun,
Yeah.
playful,
Mm.
bring joy, and yeah, uh, just get that spark back of creativity in by doing all this.
Okay. Well, I decided to use what I have here at home. So I have a canvas and I have acrylic paint. So
Ooh,
I'm gonna try that today. And I've got my paint brushes here.
awesome.
Um, I'm just gonna use what I've got.
Yeah. Can I ask you a favor? Is it possible to take off the blurry background by any chance?
Okay. Let me try and do that.
So that way, when you do show things on the screen,
Oh,
um,
you'll see it.
yeah, it won't
Let
fight
me go
with
to
the
video.
background.
Um,
Unless,
oh,
oh,
is that okay? Oh, there we go.
yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That way we can kind of see sometimes when like you're making stuff. Like,
Oh, okay, okay.
um, okay. Um, so you did tell the story as to what you want to work with, right? So have a visual for that. Excuse my
Oh,
speech, and I can share screen as well. Let's, yes, why not? Okay. So this is mine. This is yours. Okay. So I will let you walk us through this a little bit more.
okay. So my core memory is around a pool and with siblings and a race. So it's very much, I think, around water. And I think water for me is an element that I find the most healing and also where I feel the most childlike.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about water, so I've just followed. if you see the picture, what I love about the picture is just the shape of the water and the droplets and how it's just that feeling of it gives me a feeling of freedom, but there's also a form to it and a shape to it, which I kind of love. So
Mm-hmm.
when I was looking for inspiration, I know that I was going naturally attracted to very bright colors, firstly, in terms of playfulness and just letting go. And so I went for bright colors, but I also went for a lot of like flowy movement to match like the constant flow of water and droplets and how the feeling will translate onto the page.
Yeah. So you have an actual tangible, like water is tangible, right? So you're going from
Mm,
tangible to visual. You're
mm,
explaining a sensation that, of how water feels to you, but also the abstract illustration of paintings also give the mood of the water. Like it's not
mm.
murky water, it's bright, colorful water.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
That's very interesting. So you're giving it um a, like a colorful, bright, joyful to this water. It transcends being water. It goes into something even more deeper.
Now
That's
that you say that, definitely, because it's clear water and its brightness. It's probably when I think clear water, I automatically go with clarity. Like it gives you a very certain feeling about your joy or what you're going through. And but also what I liked is also I think I was quite attracted to how when you have sunlight and how it affects the water and the shapes in the water and the light. So that
yeah.
was for me also something that I looked at.
Hmm. Yeah, I really like that.
And then the other thing I also felt or was feeling was, when you're just you have a splash of paint and you just like go like this on you splash it like wildly and freely. I was trying to also find that kind of feeling of just being totally free.
Yeah. Um, that's the beauty of abstract art. Um, that it doesn't really have a rule besides following intuition. Um, the moment you start overthinking it, the abstract becomes like forced, and you can there's a sensation you get in your body when you know you've done the wrong move on the canvas, and that's
Mm.
because you've been thinking too much and just not moving. Like, and practicing that skill just takes a little bit of like rinse and repeat, um, like a daily exercise, and eventually, like, because I make tons of stuff that are ugly, or I don't find them like great, but I'm just like, oh, okay, and I just move on. I don't really
Okay.
sit and dwell on like, oh my God, I painted so horrible today. Like I made a portrait the other day. I was like, oh my God, the person looks dead, and like instead of like enjoying herself.
Mm.
I just put it to the side. I was like, it's okay. I learned something.
Okay, okay. I like that though.
Yeah.
Because
Um,
we often get bogged down with, oh my gosh, it's so terrible. What am I going to do now? I like that you can just do it and then let go and move on.
hmm. I mean, how else would you know to do something like that unless you actually did it? You're like, well, that didn't work. A, I try it again because I think I almost figure it out. Or B, you're like, no, no, that was like a really bad idea. I won't try it again. So
Mm.
you leave with knowledge out of that
Yeah, that's
process.
true.
Um,
And
so
I think that's an important point because I think for a lot of people who are not naturally like or don't view themselves naturally as artists, when you try something and then you look at it and you go, oh, it's terrible. I don't have a skill for this. I can't do this. And then you never try again. I think that's an important point to be. It's okay if it's not like a Picasso or whatever with your first try. You've just You keep
Absolutely not.
doing it. Yeah, keep doing it and you get better and better as you go along.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, oh wow, I love this.
Yeah, so I found two examples on Pinterest. The top illustrations are made with acrylic, and I'm pretty sure it's what's Tosca pens. Really
Okay.
bright acrylic paint pens. So I really like that style of just maybe using a collage, painting, drawing, like having a mixture of everything. Even writing can be part of the whole ensemble.
Okay.
And then what I really wanted to make the when I thought of joy of this period, I thought of oranges.
Ah.
In Romania, uh, during the 90s, like you only ate oranges in the winter. It's like
Oh.
It's a European thing. Like they would
Mm.
either come from Spain or Africa, and that was the only times you eat bananas and oranges. And I remember oranges because every time you would open one, it would go tss, like it would have this like
Oh,
this.
yes.
So the smell was just like really intoxicating. So what I would do after I ate the orange, I would take the orange peels and put them on the heater, and I'll just let them dry like that. And I love the smell in the house.
Ah,
And
okay.
that smell always I would associate it with Christmas.
Okay. Wow.
And it was joyful. It was I really loved it. So the collage on the bottom middle is actually a collage that I did for my Oracle deck, and the name of that card is Joy.
Oh.
So again, orange to me is a joyful color, and I wanted to also kind of recreate that Oracle card today.
Mm.
So that's kind of what I'm heading towards,
Okay.
but also using acrylic or collage and maybe the Posca acrylic paint pens.
Okay. So the Oracle card represents joy.
Yes. Like
Okay.
really feeling joy through your whole body.
Okay.
Like the way she laughs, the way she's just like she's
Mm.
embodying the idea of joy. So
Mm.
I thought of oranges and I thought of the card and I was like, oh wait. So I made a connection. That's my connection for today.
Okay, I love that.
hmm Um, and as simple as that, that's kind of the story that I have. Oranges
Okay. Okay.
and joyful and Christmas.
I love that.
Yeah. So what we could do, we've already talked about it, but for the listeners, uh, what we recommend is putting this video on pause and doing a 15 to 20-minute journal session where you just write the story that you want to do along with this class. And after that, you unpause it and you continue with us. But it would be really great to actually sit down and write about it. So it becomes solidified, maybe, in your mind as to what you really want to like say. Also putting keywords at the end of the journal, like maybe joy, playful, strawberries, or something like the words that associate with the story that you're telling. So it'd be helpful, more helpful for you to actually have some words to help you build whatever you're about to build. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember you telling me to look at the story I wrote and to circle the words that stood out and stuff like that. So,
What are
and
some
also
of the
just,
words that stand out to you?
oh, let me get it. Hold on for a sec. Um, I've lost you.
Um,
Can you tell that I'm not very technical? Where is it now?
yeah, I am
Oh,
definitely
there
on
we
the
go. There we go. Okay. I think one of the words is softer,
softer. Okay.
softer, um, splashing,
Yeah.
rhythm.
Rhythm, you said?
Rhythm, yeah, because you know when you're swimming, you have like you get into this like rhythm with your
Yeah.
body. So it's your arms and your legs get into, they work at the same time, but each is doing something different. But it's like your body knows how to do this particular rhythm, so you can like glide through the water. So I think
Mhm.
gliding is another word for me. It's like that feeling of just like swooshing through the water kind of thing, and
Yeah.
that kind of feeling. Um,
Is that a feeling like you wish to also like somehow embody in like your everyday?
Definitely.
Mhm.
Because it gives you this feeling of such ease. And I think in everyday life, with when people talk about, taking deep breaths and being at one with your body, I think it's really about being at ease and being in the flow of the day and being in the flow of the energy of what's around you, I guess. So
Mhm.
that is definitely a feeling I would like on an everyday basis is the ease,
Mhm.
moving with ease. And I kind of, an imagery, like I kind of see swimming as, when you have a hot knife and you cut through butter and it's so soft. Like I
Yeah.
think that's where the softness comes from. It's just like just
Oh yeah.
going, yeah, being at one with the water kind of thing and moving through it. I also had laugh because
Mhm.
laughing has got a lot to do with it. Warmth.
Mhm.
I think those are the most like important words.
So you see, was it helpful that you had those keywords? Like now that you're like preparing yourself to bring those elements into visual, it helps to have an infrastructure,
It
right?
definitely helps because I had that in mind when I was then looking at inspiration. And I think I was more attracted to the abstract because I was more about the feeling of flow and
Mm-hmm.
having no particular structure or thought pattern and just being totally free
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yep.
way. Yeah.
I I agree. Well, how do we do this? Do you want me to kind of start a little bit and kind of show what I've prepared and then we shift
Oh
into
yeah,
visual?
sure.
Okay. I'm gonna make a quick switch from audio here to my phone, so that way we're not.
Okay, okay.
So you can let me know if it's working in a second. Okay. Am I doing it right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Does it sound better or worse?
No, I can hear you more clearly now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so um I I'll talk about this color palette in like a second. But also just as an idea, when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, maybe even painting a color palette that you want to work with, having an idea of like what colors stand out when you're thinking of a keyword. Like orange to me is joyful, yellow, like I feel like it's appetite and I want to eat something really yummy. Blue is like calm, merging into orange. Like, I'm trying to give my words a little bit of color context.
Mm.
So
Okay.
that helps a little bit. And then the last couple of days I was just working on like making something that um was about joy, but this is not the final piece or anything. It was just a collage that I did in parallel to this of what we were trying to
Okay.
do.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did is I just sat down, I cut up a magazine, and the words that I had were like joy, flowers, spring, not spring, but like orange trees or things like that. So I started just playing around. I was like, it's not quite what I wanted to do, but I was enjoying the fact that I was just making something. And then I added some numbers and I thought, oh, um, you can make art at any age. Doesn't matter. It's never too late to make things. So this was a nice little introduction. And then I thought, wait, so that's still not it. What do I, and I started asking these questions like, what is joy for me during this period? I was missing the mark with this period. So I put this aside and I thought, oh, it's joyful. It's like this card.
Ah,
Um,
okay.
so then I was like, why does this feel like more in line with what I wanted to do? Because it reminds me of oranges. And
Mm.
then I just went on this like uh this hunt for things. So I found this woman and I found oranges.
Ah.
Haha! But then I found this kind of wintry thing going on. It's like, oh, this is kind of cool too. Like, how do I incorporate something like that?
Mm.
Kind of hinting of two seasons. The season in my mouth would be of orange and summer, but outside it would be cold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, so yeah, this is kind of the elements that I have. Um, and then I wanted to incorporate acrylics. So I wanted
Okay.
to work with some of this, maybe potentially putting a blue wash,
Oh,
and that would be like roughly like framing her in with the blue, hinting towards winter, and maybe cutting up some of these patches in here and adding them somehow.
okay.
So that's kind of what I have here. Um, yes. Okay. I guess you can start painting too. Like, you can show me what materials you have and what color palettes you have.
Okay, so I have a canvas. Can I show you? It's a very small
Perfect.
canvas like
Oh,
this.
that's perfect size. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have this to work with. And then I find your story very interesting because it kind of matches mine in a way because I now live in the Netherlands, so Christmas time is winter.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a very big struggle initially. It's taken me like 4 years to actually acclimatize to the fact that Christmas is now in a winter period. So
Yeah.
it's so it's funny how I took a summer memory because that's what I can tap into in terms of the feeling. And I guess it's a way, maybe a way in life that you can do this is if you're not like in an environment where you feel those memories of joy, but you can tap into the feeling of it. So
Right.
my feeling and my memory is summer, but I'm very much now in a winter climate. So, and for the first time in 4 years, I actually am very excited about having a wintry Christmas and it being cold. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of also blending the two. Um, and obviously because I have water, so I think I might go with this. I've got this blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was very attracted to like the red, orange, and yellow, which I have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
here. And Okay, and then this brighter yellow.
Hmm.
And I think I'm going to try and work with these colors.
Okay. Well, let's get started then. Um, we'll
Yeah,
start
so I
looking.
have like this. Okay.
And for you, because you're not showing exactly how you're working, like, I don't know, once in a while you like kind of pull it up as you feel ready to show something.
Yeah, so I'm going very abstract. In fact, I'm just going on pure intuition doing this.
That's how it should be. I really am enjoying this. We should definitely do this more often.
Yeah, I love this. It was a bit of a rough start to the morning, but this makes it all the much better.
Oh yeah. Uh, when life gives you lemons, you make amazing lemonade. So
Yep.
I've been also just eating incredible amounts of oranges.
Oh, that's good for you though.
Yes, I definitely feel like I need it. And coffee. Let's not forget coffee.
Yeah, well, I will need another cup soon.
Um,
Is there
like,
anything like when you're doing an abstract painting, is there anywhere where like you think you should start with it, or do you just like you just do it, you just go for it and then see what happens and what comes of it?
I mean, yeah, but also depending on like the tone of the painting that you want to have, I'll show you really quick on my sketchbook. Um, so if the tone of the painting would be blue, um, I kind of like do a quick wash like that on the
Okay.
canvas.
Yeah.
Um, it just kind of gives me an idea of what the background could be as a color.
Okay.
And then, if joy happens to like pop in on its own, then uh, I can take a color and like put it on top. Keep in mind that like if you don't wait a little bit, it might bleed a little bit through the color, but that's okay because you can reinforce it later.
Okay.
Make it more bright orange or whatever the color is. And then let me take another paintbrush. Um, you can also achieve textures. I saw you had a texture kind of
Mm.
um and the textures actually kind of give it a nice
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
water.
Oh yeah, I do like that.
You
Okay,
do
got
kick
it.
you do
Okay.
kick it up a little bit, and it takes like for acrylic to cure completely.
Mm.
It could take like a week if you're like working in thick layers. But what
Okay.
you can also do, you can keep taking it up like that, like and just like make
Oh,
shapes with it. I don't know.
okay, got it.
But what you can do first before you like abruptly start on the canvas is
Hmm.
just work in the sketchbook, make like three, like remember how we did in another class? We like just
Yes, I
we
remember.
did three blocks or three frames or four frames where you're just working in those
Okay.
shapes, and just to see like what comes out of it. And if you find something that you like, then you can take that concept and put
And
it on the
put it on the
canvas.
canvas. Okay, got it. So do you create every day? You make art every day?
Yeah, like unless I don't know, life pulls me in a different direction, but yeah,
And are they?
I didn't used to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this is in the last like 6 years that I've been really like deliberately working every day.
Okay.
Um, with different mediums and um, but yeah, in the past I would just get really distracted. I would take certain dramas of the life and like focus
Mm,
on those instead of focusing on the things that I am good at.
okay.
But once I had that realization, then I was like, oh wait, like that's a lot of wasted energy
Mm-hmm.
that I'm letting myself be involved with. And then the moment I made that switch, not overnight, over time,
Wow.
I start like prioritizing the things that did make me happy.
Okay.
And unfortunately, not unfortunately, but I don't know what the word is. That also includes like getting rid of habits and people that don't really
Oh, that's true.
fit in what you're trying to do.
Mm,
So it is kind of strange when you're like having to like stop
yeah,
hanging out with certain people.
that's true. When you start focusing on yourself like that, it just so happens that sometimes even naturally certain people fall away because you've created some boundaries for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like boundaries is such a foreign concept for most of us,
Mm-hmm.
myself included. As in the last 5 years, I heard it and I was like, wait, I have to actually make what? Wait, I haven't been doing that. Like it just there's this like switch that happens,
Mm,
and then slowly as life unravels, you start incorporating like boundaries with people, with things, with, and you think you've learned your
absolutely.
lesson, and then another thing pops up, and you're like, oh, this needs a boundary too. Okay, got it. Stop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what are some boundaries, like exciting boundaries you've set in the last couple of years?
Honestly, I used to find it very difficult to say no. Um,
Hmm.
and just being honest about it and saying, well, I can't do this right now, or literally just a no. Like I would sit for, I don't know if it's normal, but I would sit for a long time with something before I answered it because I'd get so like anxious about saying no to something that I really didn't want to do. And I kind of was the person who had, okay, I would say yes to things. And then when the time came to actually do that thing, I canceled. And then
Hmm.
and I hated having to think up all these excuses of why I now needed to cancel because I really didn't even want to do it in the first place.
Hmm.
And I because I no longer wanted to do that and be thinking up excuses about why I didn't want to do things, I was like, I just have to be honest up front and say no. And it's okay to say no. But I really, really struggled with it. It was so hard. But I think it's just a practice. Like once I started saying no, obviously it felt very awkward and weird the first time.
Yeah.
But the more and more I was just and not no as in just being like abrupt or mean about it, but just an honest, I can't do this, it's not working for me, or no. Um, the more I felt like the more I said it, actually, the more freeing and liberated I felt. And I was like, okay, it's okay. And I
Yeah.
think coupled with that, sometimes when you say no, you do disappoint people. And I've
Yeah.
actually realized that it's okay to disappoint other people. And I would rather disappoint someone else than disappoint myself and force myself to do something I really don't want to do. So it's become easier to say no.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it sounds like a simple thing, but um, for me, it really, really wasn't. It was hard. And I mean, I also used to struggle a lot with communication, especially around emotions and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I'm more of an introvert and I'm married to an extrovert. And I think the great thing about that is he's helped me become a better communicator. Because he loves to talk about everything. And it's brought me out of my shell, so to speak. Like now I'm able to communicate emotions and feelings so much easier and better because of that. And
Mhm.
I think it's just about, having a safe environment where you feel like you can be yourself and you can just say exactly how you're feeling and it's okay.
Oh yeah,
And
100%.
you're not any less lovable because you're being honest about how you feel. So
Uh,
yeah, so those were like the biggest things for me.
that is amazing that you were able to figure that out. And I also had the same um thing where I would struggle to say no because I didn't want to disappoint people.
Mm,
And that got me into like overextending myself and like projects and things that sometimes I didn't even want to do them to begin with. And then, it would become the moment where you had to like say to cancel, and the person was actually more disappointed than if you just would have said initially like no.
that's true. That's true. I get
So,
that.
um, I kind of actually to make a parallel towards holidays. I think one of the stressful things about the holidays is not knowing to set certain boundaries and what can you do, because it's supposed to be a relaxing period. It's not supposed to be a stressful period. So
Yeah, exactly.
how can you stay authentic to that, but also, you know, be able to say yes and no to the things that you really want to say yes and no to?
Mm, no,
Because
I get that.
if you want to swim and if you want to enjoy like yourself, like this memory that you have that you're trying to convey, that means asking some questions like, if I want to do that, like what do I have to say no to? Well, I
Mm,
have to say no to all these like parties, like with friend groups, and like everybody has a dinner that you're supposed to participate at, blah blah blah
hmm.
blah. But yeah, but your subconscious, your mind will be like, but you want to see them, don't you? Well, yeah, but I also want to spend time with my family and swim.
Yeah.
Then you feel like you're disappointing one. Like it's okay to
Yeah.
disappoint.
Yeah, totally.
Let's see.
So it's also about finding time for yourself
Oh, yeah, 100%.
because I come from a very big family, so and especially if you're all together at the same time over the Christmas period, it's very
Uh-huh.
difficult to find a quiet moment for yourself.
Yeah,
So
imagine
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, like you become so like agitated and stressed that by the time like the holidays end, you need a break because you're too tired.
Hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh no, it's okay.
My nose. Let's see. Do you write every day?
I do write every day, and it's not necessarily um like, oh, I'll be back. Sorry, one sec. I do a lot of what I try to do when I start the day is I try to write 500 words a day. So um I go onto this website and I just write, and it's not any particular thought or anything. It's just like whatever is on my mind, first thing in the morning, I just get it out of my system.
Uh-huh.
And I write those 500 words. And then a lot of the time, there's something in there where I think, oh, that could be a newsletter, or that could be a post, or that's something, an interesting thought. Um, I do that, but I do try to write every day. It doesn't always happen. And I'm actually okay with the fact that I can't always write every day. So
Right.
I don't pressurize myself on that. And when I say that, like meaning writing some like beautiful post or something like that. No, I can't do that every day. But even if it's just a thought, I've got like notebooks and journals and stuff everywhere. So I do constantly write things down. And I think it is a very good habit to get into if you can, to write every day. Um,
Oh, yeah, I agree.
it just helps you process your thoughts, I feel.
Oh yeah. I you don't even realize that you needed to write until you do. You're like, hmm.
Exactly. And then you're like, oh, wow, okay, yes, I really needed to write that out. I feel so much better now.
Hmm. How's it going?
It's taking shape into something. I have no idea what yet. Do you find that if you do art every day, it becomes easier? Because I see you doing a lot of sketching and stuff, and I'm like, wow, you're obviously very quick at that. Is it like doing the practice every day does make you do it faster and faster? Because I feel like if I had to sketch, it would take me hours and hours to sketch.
Oh yeah. It just you become more comfortable at messing things up. It just becomes to that. Um it is true that I have been sketching and doing things since the dawn of time in my life, at least. But I do remember a teacher in art school. I think I was in fifth or sixth grade. Uh, she would take us out in public and she would make us draw what we see, like moving people, just being observant, and that's when I actually fell in love with really sitting down and meditating and not meditating. It is a meditating form, but I didn't
Form of it.
see it in
Yeah.
that way. And the fact that I was just watching and observing and then being able to translate that into a visual thing,
Mm,
uh, I just slowly over time built that skill, that muscle.
okay.
Um, but anything like that can be even like a year if you just decide for 1 year to do a sketch each day. Um, and it could be a combination. It could be a sketch and writing. Like I'll show you really quick. Like I have this
Yeah.
tiny little journal that I only do collages in. So I just keep. I have some papers cut up already, and I use some elements, and then each day I. This is literally each day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I just commit to doing a really quick small collage with what I have, and some of them I like, some of them I don't. But it's just
Okay.
getting in the habit of like doing rather than having like some
Mm.
like, but after a while doing a bunch of these, you start seeing patterns. You start
Okay.
seeing behaviors and things that you do about how you approach certain materials.
Okay.
Sometimes you run out of ideas, you're like, interesting. That means I have to like go out and see things and
Mm.
come back and bring them into the sketchbook.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
But some of those are not like my best ones, but I just showed up, I did it, and I closed the sketchbook, and that was that.
Okay. Okay. So for your collages, do you you buy a lot of magazines and stuff, or how do you where do you find your inspiration for them?
Um, I've accumulated magazines from like antique shops, the
Ah,
regular store. Sometimes I rip a poster off a building that's like a band poster, and I really like the texture of it.
okay.
I just accumulate a lot of um, papers. And if if it's a character or something like a woman or a man, I cut these elements that I like out of the magazine and I put them
Okay.
in a bag or a box. So when it comes time to me doing collages, things are already pre-cut. So I'm just
Okay.
reassembling elements till I find a specific flow that I like.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, collaging is really interesting. It's art that happens really quick. It's
Yeah.
really rewarding, fast.
Okay. Okay.
And I think collages for me are when I'm feeling the most like low or sick or like postpartum was it was collage time for me because it was I could do something in a couple minutes and feel like I've achieved something.
Something. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And you can tell really in-depth stories with collaging. I mean, the one that I did the other day, you know, she's happy, she's relaxed, she's sitting looking into the distance. She's
Okay.
sitting in like a really warm and fun place. But also you can tell stories with numbers and like
Mm-hmm.
you're implying something. It just it could happen so quick. The idea that you have to put it down on paper, it doesn't have to take you days. It could take you 5 minutes and really feel like you've given your story uh, a visual.
Okay. I like that. I like that. Because there's different patterns and textures and stuff as well in the collage, which
Yes.
you can pick up on,
Yeah, I mean,
which I really like.
what's really cool too, I'll give an example. I didn't think about it until I started doing this. You can play with folding paper, you know, like kind of like origami,
Oh, yes.
giving it some form of
Oh,
like
that's nice. Yeah. Oh, I love
two
that.
elements.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look how nice it just like they just fit like that. We're
Mm,
just two elements.
okay. Wow, that's amazing. I want to try
Yeah,
that.
I I'm doing 100 of these, so I'm gonna try to fill this little
Oh, yes,
sketchbook.
I've been seeing you posting. Okay. I love that.
And just see what I mean. Worst case, I just have 100 little things that I can show, or I'm actually learning something from it.
I'm pretty sure that something is going to come to you in that, and you're going to be like, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Uh, But I love collages. I mean, digital and analog. I feel very happy with them. When time is of the essence and I still want to make something, I usually lean towards collaging.
Okay. Because I want to get to a point where if I write a piece, I actually want to create my own artwork that is like the pick for the piece that I've written.
Yeah.
So it's like a full, like almost like closing the circle kind of thing on like writing and art.
Hmm.
I'm not there yet, but it's a place I'd like to get to in the future.
I mean, now that you're starting with this abstract thing, it could be exactly that. You set up uh, a small sketchbook or something where you
Mm-hmm.
dedicate each for each writing piece, you pick up the keywords. Okay, those keywords have these colors. And this is a very intense writing, so it feels very textured and
Mm.
heavy. So maybe like the colors are not bright, but there's this like messy sharpness thing, texture thing happening with the colors.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and when it's abstract, it's so easy to kind of give that
Mm.
a try and see. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna play around with that actually for next year and see how that goes.
I think it's gonna go really well. And
Oh, thank you.
let's see. What I also like to do, um, for some of my art, I make playlists.
Ah, okay.
Give it even an auditory like element to it,
That is
and
very
then
cool.
and I create with that playlist. Like I play it and I just listen and I make. Um, having that also, I think it immerses you even more in the experience you're wanting to uh enter.
Yes. Okay.
Um, I think music has that. I think music is amazing.
Does that for
Can
you?
do- Yeah. I'll never take breathing for granted.
That is the worst when you have a cold and then you're like, ah,
Oh, I can't breathe.
and
That's
you're trying to
unfortunate.
sleep and you can't.
Yeah, my little one is also battling with the same thing, and he's just
Oh.
been snorting and like doing all kinds of stuff in the middle of the night. I'm like, man, you sound like you're having a rough time. And he just started talking and kind of using like basic words to describe feelings. So it'd be like,
Oh.
Mama, mm, God,
Oh.
oh. He's like, oh yeah, you can't breathe? Yeah, totally get it. Me neither. I feel you, dude. What are some of your favorite uh winter treats or found new ones now that you're like embarking on winter?
Um, I love a good cup of hot chocolate.
Oh yes.
Um, and what else do I love? Like in terms of food though, I do I like spicy food.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I do like because it's cold and it kind of lends itself to that, and also very like rich like beef stews or
Oh
things
yes.
like that. Um, I kind of indulge in those like warm, rich things. And I mean, I recently made like a date pudding, which was
Ooh.
very decadent and delicious and buttery, but warm and nice. And then in the Netherlands, they have these, it's called a oliebollen. It's like a dough that is in the shape of a ball, and they kind of deep fry it. And then
Ooh.
they dip it in chocolate or like all these different kinds of toppings you could have, or you can have it plain, and it's got like a sweetness to it, and it's I actually really enjoy that. So they have these like stalls all over where if you're out shopping, you can just like get one or two oliebollen and eat them, and it's very like I actually really enjoy that. Um, but yeah, I tend to go for the like warm, spicy foods and drinks. Um, and then just mixing it up with the new tastes of what I discover in the Netherlands.
How long have you been in the Netherlands for?
Almost 4 years now.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's actually gone really fast. I mean,
Yeah, I don't.
I
I've
almost
been.
can't believe it. And I mean, I think each year I get more comfortable and enjoy it more and more. But it takes, I mean, I was not one of those people where I landed here and like I was like, oh,
Oh, this is
like
great. You're like,
yeah, it's taken me a while to warm up to it, but now I really do enjoy it.
it takes a little bit. It's such a different like way of existing from what you're used to.
Totally.
And yeah, it takes a little bit. I've been in Romania for 6 years.
Oh,
And
wow.
back officially and like attempting to coexist in this space.
But did you grow up in Romania or did you grow up in the US?
I grew up uh in Romania till I was 12 or 13. And
Okay.
then I stayed in the US 20 years. And
Wow.
after that, COVID happened, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave because it's getting kind of crazy." And
Wow.
I just never came back after that. I really
Wow.
liked how things were going for me, and yeah, I just never left.
Wow. That's amazing. And I've never asked you, do you have siblings that are like in Romania or the US?
I have a stepbrother in the U.S. My mom
Okay.
and my dad uh live in Seattle, Washington, and my brother lives in Montana.
Oh, wow.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and I saw them while I was this fall, which was really great. Yeah, I went and I did a little bit of video work for some of my projects, so I stayed there 2 months, which was insane. That's really long time to be gone with a toddler, in my opinion.
That is. Where you're
Uh,
like, afterwards, you're like, yep, ready to go home.
yeah, I was like, I love you guys, but I need to go. I need emotional stability because I do not feel emotionally stable anymore. Yeah. And it's just interesting to like stay home with your parents after, being an adult.
I get that.
You love your parents, oh my God, but just being back into underneath their roof and
Mm-hmm.
following following their rules and whatnot, it just like it can be too much sometimes. So
I get that.
it depends on the parents too. I mean, my parents are a little bit more military than so it's interesting.
Because I literally, my entire family is in South Africa, so I'm the only one who's here.
What do they say when you're like, I'm moving to Europe? Bye.
Well, well, the story is that, my husband and I met when we were in high school, and we actually met in Africa because both our parents were
Oh.
working in this like tiny country in Africa. And then he left to come back to the Netherlands because he's Dutch. And we then reconnected after many, many years during COVID online. We found each
It's so
other.
funny.
And so we kind of dated online via video calls for like 1.5 years before we even saw each other. And so he actually traveled during COVID, and it was like such a thing. And like he came like quite a few times to South Africa eventually. But initially I was hoping that he would move to South Africa, to Cape Town. And that was always my plan. I'd never had it in my head that I was going to move to Europe. And then
Haha.
it just so happened that I had more flexibility with my work than he had. So it was going to be very difficult for him to move. And then we were like, well, honestly, how much longer can we sustain this like long-term relationship on different continents?
Yeah.
And I mean, eventually we really did not want to do that at all. We both didn't think that it was going to work. So because I had more flexibility, I was like, okay, I'll make the compromise and I'll come to Europe. And that's literally
How it happened.
how it happened. And I'm now here.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's like totally not what I expected, but it's all worked out well. And yeah.
So what do you think about Europe?
Um, you know, there's what I really love about it though is that obviously you can walk around and cycle around quite freely, and you don't, in terms of the safety,
Hmm.
it's far more safe than like where I come from, and I really, really love that freedom to just like I can walk out of my door and walk to the train station, or I can get on my bike and I can bike somewhere, and everything is very like accessible without having to have a car or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
And kind of really enjoy that. And it's really good for travel because of the proximity. Like if you want to go to another country, it's very easy to do that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's so
and just,
true.
a lot of things just work a lot easier here. Whereas in South Africa, certain things would take a very, very long time to get done. Um, but I think the worst thing, obviously, is what everybody would probably tell you is the weather, because the long gray winters and rainy days and stuff like that. It's like,
Oh yeah.
whoa, what is happening?
What
Why?
is this? This is terrible. Oh my God.
That I'm not used to, but yeah, after being here a few years, you just kind of acclimatize and you're like, oh, okay, it's winter again. It's dark at 4 p.m. Okay.
Oh yeah. I was just saying that yesterday. I was like, it's 4 o'clock. Well, this should be illegal.
Exactly. Kind of makes it, I don't know. I feel so, it like throws me off completely.
Yeah, especially when you're used to having sun.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm like, whoa, what
Yeah,
is
it was kind of
happening?
like that in Seattle too. That was another thing I didn't really like. Uh, but in Romania, I mean, we get a lot of sun here, even in the winter, which is really cool.
Okay.
So it's not that upsetting.
Ah,
Oh, I don't mind cold as long as I get the sun.
yeah, me too, actually. I'm okay with the cold, but I would love to see blue skies and sun.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's all I'm asking.
Exactly.
What do you have so far? Can I see? You
I don't know how to explain it, but it's
don't
just
have to explain
it's
it.
my inner child let loose.
Hey, that's great. Hell yeah. Look at that. It has so much movement.
That's what I was going for.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
If you feel like it's getting too wet, you can let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah, I think I
Um,
will do that.
and then you can like pick up small sketches uh, on paper with acrylic.
Ah, okay.
Sometimes that I work on two or three things at the same time, so things
Oh,
give it the appropriate time to dry. So it doesn't become muddy in color.
okay.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy how acrylic has that like it just gives this like you can feel how
Yeah,
like visually you're being drawn in this like motion.
I do love that. It's amazing.
I mean, even painter masters and drawers over the hundreds of years of doing visual arts, they pick a story, they try to depict the story, but and they put things in a certain way so your eye does a specific shape. Like you
Oh, so
want
it
the
moves
viewer
you
to
around.
so it moves you
Ah,
around and doesn't like get you stuck in one place, but you can it's deliberately placed in a certain way
okay.
so you're traveling along,
Oh, that is interesting to remember.
especially when you're really like you have symbols and things that you're like you
Mm,
want people to grasp. Uh but also that balance of how things move also
mm.
it's all about intuition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And do you teach art classes at all
Sometimes.
or okay.
Uh but like in private, not at any establishment.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I used to have another art studio before we had this house. And I'll have like uh children's art classes.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was fun. I learned a lot from them. And I was teaching them, so it's kind of. But now I have my son to watch him closely and be like, oh, that is pretty
Okay.
cool.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh,
Uh,
wow.
ah,
Ah, oh, that's amazing.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Endless possibilities. Yeah, and if you're, looking for like an actual subject, like a body, like a woman, like she is, you cut it out of a magazine. You don't have to paint her. Then you paint
Yeah.
around
Okay.
her.
Around it. Okay. That's a good idea.
Then you have, yeah, you have a
So
subject.
a question about that though, just in terms of, okay, so you had obviously found something and you've pasted it on and you're painting around it. But could you
Uh-huh.
do that the other way around as well, whereas you've painted something and then you want to add something onto it? Does that make sense or no?
Yeah, you can in any way, in any layer.
Okay.
Yeah. You can even do like thin layers of color if you want things to like show through, but you let them dry and then you add and you let that dry and then
Okay.
so it's this gradual. Yeah. And what you should also like keep in mind like your paintbrush, I'll show it on white so you can see better. Um yeah, really, I almost messed it up. So if you press your paintbrush like this, and
Mm-hmm.
then you slowly you got a shape.
Okay.
Your paintbrush can do a lot of things.
For you.
Yeah, press or let me show you with a knife what happens. Yeah. So you take color, it gives textures like this.
Okay.
Let's see. Uh, a different head of a paintbrush, like a
Okay.
you can twist it.
Okay. Okay.
You can bring. Now I dipped it in water. You can.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
When you feel like something's dragging too much, you take water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks nice. Okay. Oh, I love that.
Mhm. And you can play with something like this too. You make the background a color, let it dry,
Mm-hmm.
Then you, once it's dried, you take color like this and you play with just shapes. Um,
Okay.
Working with just two colors. That's always a good place to start too.
Two
Sometimes when we try
colors.
to add too many colors, we get very
Mm.
visually confused. So starting with two complementary colors. And what do I
Okay.
mean by that? Um, you can look it up online. You see the color wheel, right? You have the color wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I wish I could look it up. Hold on, while we're talking, I'll look up color wheel because I think it help a lot visually. Mm, color wheel. Perfect. Mm. Okay, there you go. Let me share my screen. So you have the color wheel here, right? Can you see my screen by any chance?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so complementary colors. You see yellow at the top, you see purple at the bottom.
Okay.
Play, play with the opposite. So pick two colors, pick yellow
Mm.
and purple, and work with just those two. Or pick
Okay.
blue and orange, or red and green. Anything across is
Okay.
complementary.
Okay.
Then you can and look up a color. I'll actually screenshot this. This is a pretty good one. You can just work with primary colors. And what I mean by primary, uh, you have reds, like play with like the reds and the oranges and see how that looks. Like a red
Okay.
and orange, or a blue and a purple,
Mm.
um, blue and a green. Um, or I'm sorry, a primary color like yellow and red, or yellow and
Okay.
blue. So yellow, blue, and red are primaries. I got my stuff mixed up.
Okay.
And then you can play with complementary green, orange, purple, and do a mixture of those things and see how they
Mm.
look.
Okay.
But just having two colors, my point is working with just two colors up front helps,
Yeah.
and you can convey things a little bit better, especially up. Color theory can get very complicated as you keep adding things.
Mm. Okay.
Let me screenshot this really quick. Perfect. So we have it. I'm not a genius in color theory. As you can see, I still mix up stuff, but I go back to the color wheel often to be like, what?
Okay. Okay.
And especially when I work with huge paintings, I document the colors. I note which ones I'm using once you start, advancing and
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
understanding things like that. But yeah, you can mess up an art piece very easily if you just keep adding and adding,
Yeah. Yeah.
which
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to do as well. You have to figure it out.
Got it.
But what helps it a lot of the times is just knowing when your medium is wet or too wet, and it just needs a little bit of breather. Like this one needs a little bit of break because the paint is not dry, and I would like to paint over it with other things, but
Okay.
I let it be. Some of these paintbrushes that are really thick, not thick, but wide is what I wanted to say, helps when you're trying to make large background.
Okay.
Um,
I think I need to get some of those, like different sizes of paintbrushes.
mhm. If you're playing with watercolor, you can wet the paper, put
Oh,
so-
okay.
completely wet it with water, sprinkle like or actually wet it with like a color actually, and then sprinkle salt on it. That also gives it a really cool.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It like makes snowflakes kind of look. There you go. Let's see. Now I'm using watercolor. And sometimes I prepare backgrounds like this. I just set the background of a future painting. I have multiple
Things
pieces
going
of
at once.
paper. I designate colors for each paper. I let it draw and let it dry, and then you have something to draw on once it's.
Okay.
You can also, if you're working with watercolor, but even with acrylic, you can use tissue paper to achieve textures like that.
Ah, I think I'm gonna try that.
See, and it kind of gives a
Oh, okay.
landscape. Um, let's see, what color was it? Orange, complementary. Um, okay. No. How's it going?
I'm just playing around. I think I need to give it time to dry some more. It's I'm not sure what it is yet. but I'm just trying different shapes and
Mm-hmm.
movement. Is it okay if you actually don't even know what you're doing and you just create something and then that's it and it doesn't make sense and
Yep. Literally, this is what I wanted to say. Like, it doesn't have to make sense. As long as you feel like you're relaxing, I think it's doing what it's supposed to. I think one of the most uh I hope it brings you like comfort that all materials work in such different ways, and to figure out how they all work, it just takes a little bit of time to play with them and see how it can do work for you.
I
And if
get that.
you find pleasure in playing with them.
Hmm.
Um, because all of them can do a lot of great things. For example, a medium that I appreciate, but I don't seem to have a good grasp of how it works is pastels, soft pastels.
Oh, yeah.
It's so messy, and it's just like I look at it and I'm like, oh, I would really like to do something like that. And then I start working on it and I'm like, oh, fuck this. It's ridiculous. But I appreciate it. So like I've been playing with it a little bit lately, and I'm like, I can see the benefits.
Hmm.
I just have to keep pushing it and see if I can find find the way to make it work with how my hand moves and how I want this
Okay.
to be displayed.
I like the way you've got the contrast there with the dark and the light and the different shapes. That's so nice.
Yeah, and only two colors.
Wow.
Yeah, with when you add water, you're diluting it, you're making less opaque, and obviously you can say that it looks like yellow, but it's not yellow. It's actually I did use a little bit of yellow. There's three colors in here. I like, but either way, it's in the same range, so it's not a huge detour from like what I was doing. Uh, there you go.
Oh, amazing.
Because sometimes I have to actually think like, wait, how do I want to express this? Am I saying it right? No, 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 no. And little happy accidents happen. Like this over here is bleeding, which I think is really cool. So I'm just gonna put more water over here.
Oh, okay.
Some things just naturally happen. You just go with it. See now I feel like over here it's becoming really heavy. So I feel
Okay.
the need that something over here needs to balance it out.
Okay. Okay.
There's this like there's a need to put
To
something.
balance it out.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's pretty.
thank you. Stuff like this. Like now I could literally
Hmm.
stop, put it aside, and then start a new one. And just
Okay.
keep going with it.
Hmm. Okay. I think I need to let mine dry for a while.
Yep.
It's very busy.
Let me see.
Afraid to show it to you. It's
No,
got
no.
so much going on. I need to let it dry and think about it.
Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I literally, ooh, let me just turn it around. I literally was just like playing around.
This is great. It's perfect time to stop and like let it dry.
Yeah.
Once it's dry, then you can revisit, maybe even add more I'll show you. Where is it? Oh, right here. So you see how there's like sections where your eye can rest? Like
Hmm.
this solid blue feels like a
Okay.
place where I can rest my eyes. And
Hmm.
then it becomes chaotic again, and then there's like a little bit of blue I can rest over there. Maybe once
Oh,
it's
so you need
dry,
to have, okay, I got it.
so maybe
Then
doing
you
some shapes of, I don't know, like a squiggly shape to the corner,
Mhm.
but it's just
Okay.
solid color,
Okay.
and see
Okay.
how that feels to interrupt the busyness.
Okay. So with the canvas, you can let it dry
Mm-hmm.
and then you can paint over again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it needs to have some places where your eye can rest.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
Okay. Got
I
it.
think the texture itself and the colors are great. It just needs
Mhm.
somewhere where you can just be like,
Some balance. Okay. Got it. I'm going to let it dry and then I'll give it some balance.
awesome.
And then I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you.
Yes, please. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
I think that's like enough. I think this was really great. A good
Yeah, I
start.
think so. For a start, definitely. And I think it's amazing to see what you do though. It's
Thank
really
you.
nice. Yeah, I love that. And I'm learning a lot. So you're letting me go wild here, and then you're giving me good advice to be like, okay, balance.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that.
I mean, it looks great. Like it has movement, and like the colors are not mushy or not brown. They're actually in a good place, and
Okay.
it makes your eye move like a wave, which you've
Mm,
achieved. It just needs like some areas of like of rest, but sometimes
okay.
maybe that's. I mean, just so you know, like maybe the artists like that do art like this do want you to feel frazzled visually. So if
Mm.
that's your intention, then you go with that. So
No,
just because I
I don't
say,
want, yeah. I just let loose, but
yeah,
I don't want you to feel frazzled. So I'm gonna let it dry and then relook at it. And then I'm gonna send you a picture later.
yes, please. And what you could do too, like if you're gonna be doing some writings this week, designate a journal. I would say a sketchbook, not a journal, with heavy paper that you can use watercolor and acrylic on,
Mm.
so it doesn't get mushy. Like this is thick, it's
Yeah.
heavy, so it could withstand water. And you do little sketches of paintings or like color patches, and just start with really simple. Um, so you get an idea, like assign little boxes where you're like, I just want joy, whatever it would be.
Okay.
And you start also having a visual dialogue with what you're writing. Don't try to overthink it, like just get in the habit
Okay.
of making some form of little sketch
Mm.
somewhere.
Okay.
So eventually that will like sprout into like you doing like a visual for all your writing pieces.
Okay.
And
Got it.
yeah, let me quickly switch to my face.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yay. And yeah, I think
So thank you for that. I think I've learned a lot. Ooh, is that me echoing?
I think it's me. Can you hear me now? Is there an echo somewhere?
There is a slight echo, I think.
Um, I will leave from here so that way there's no more echo.
Oh, okay, cool. I think the most important thing for me is what I've learned is I'm now like you've shown me with the paintbrush how to create different shapes. So it's opening my mind to the fact that it doesn't have to be one way or one stroke or one style, that there's different shapes you can create and there's a flow and moving the eye along painting and then the last thing about the balance. I'm
Mhm.
going to remember these things because I think that's a good thing to think about when you're creating a piece of
Yeah,
art.
yeah.
And
And start with two colors at first. I'll send you the color wheel to kind of see um complementary ones or the primary colors. You can do a lot. I wish I didn't fall asleep in the color theory class, but I did. I wish I would have taken it more serious. But it's never too late. But you can get a lot of great things by just playing with colors. And then starting with
okay,
shape, um, you can do so much. And then when things can get more intricate, you add more and yeah, it's really, really cool. But I think having visuals for your writing is amazing and it makes your work stand out even more.
mm, no, thank you. I'm gonna work on that. And you know, it's also I did feel very relaxed while doing this and very like in my element and I had a smile on my face as well. And but it's funny how your mind works. So it tied back to the conversation we had in the beginning where you were saying like you don't care if you make a piece of art and it doesn't look great or whatever, you think it's rubbish and you just keep going and doing it. And I mean, there were a few moments in my head where I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is not good. This is not good. And I was like, actually, it's fine. Don't
Mhm.
worry. It's it's something that's brought me joy this morning and I felt relaxed and it felt good. So I'm living with that feeling.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna come back to it
important.
later and look at it again and like, okay, what else can I do here?
I mean, when you look at this painting, it doesn't have to be like a Picasso or like something grand, but let it be change the relationship between you and the painting. It's a reminder that you are deciding to bring a visual element into your writing
Mm,
and that it takes time to explore it and kind of fine tune and see like what is your stroke? Like how if you do it a couple of times, you'll find out that you love repeating certain hand gestures,
mm.
you're moving the paintbrush, and then that becomes your style.
Okay.
But that's just like doing it a couple of times, messing it
Mm.
up, and be like, oh my God, that is really ugly. But um, we're heading into the right direction. So
Oh, I love that though.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
do
yeah.
love
And
that.
you have some notes. Also, it doesn't have to be painting. Um,
Mm.
the way you picked visual stuff from Pinterest, collect those things,
Mm.
do a digital collage like a PowerPoint, you're just putting the images like just
Yeah.
juxtaposed like I did. That
Mm.
can also be a visual element on Substack where you're like it goes with your note.
Yeah, okay, got it. That makes sense. I like that.
That helps you like quickly get to the subject
Mm.
without having to like get too hung up on the fact that you have to draw or paint. But you're
Yeah, yeah.
still like working that like visual element into
Mm.
your work ASAP.
Mm. Yeah. Okay, I got that. That's nice. That's good to know because I always think, oh my gosh, it will take so much time, but what you're saying is that it doesn't have to.
No, 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 no. You
Yeah.
can go on Canva quickly.
Mm.
Like you can even cut. outline where things need to be cut, or like you can put shapes. Endless.
Okay,
You can't mess it up.
amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. It's been a good morning.
You are very welcome. We'll do
And
this
you're
again.
amazing. I love your artwork. It's so good.
I do the best I can. Yeah.
When you
Anyways,
compare the two, you're like, oh, okay. No, but yours is great. I love it.
I love all stages. I love when people do this and they just go for it and they try to give context to all these
Mm,
ideas that flow in your head. Um,
yeah,
anyways,
amazing.
we will do this
Thank you
again,
so
right?
much. Definitely. I'm looking forward to doing it again, actually. It's going to be so good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna stop the recording, but it was really wonderful to have you and whoever's watching. I think Lisa and I are gonna have a lot of fun repeating these lessons together. So I'll end it here. If you have
Thank
anything
you.
to say
Thank you
before I
so much.
stop.
No, I just want to say thank you for that. It's you gave me a lot of tips and a lot of things to think about, and I'm going to keep doing it. So it's an ongoing conversation, and I love that. Thank you.
You are very welcome. To next class.